Good morning, and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I've got an inspiring quote for you. Small deeds done are better than great deeds planned. That's Peter Marshall. And wow, isn't that true? We live in a world that celebrates the big moments, the highlight reels, the promotions, the overnight transformations, but almost nobody talks about what actually gets you there. The small steps, the tiny choices, the quiet faithfulness behind the scenes. And if you're anything like me, sometimes you look at your life and think, shouldn't I be further along by now? Shouldn't I have hit that milestone? Is what I'm doing even making a difference? You're not alone in that. I have lived in that space myself. But here's the deal. God multiplies even your smallest step of faith. Think about that. God never asked you to take giant leaps every day. He asked you to be beautiful, to be faithful. And that is beautiful, even in the tiny things. Because little things, in God's hands, they don't stay little. They do become beautiful. And that brings us right to today's word of life, one that I believe has the power to lift that feeling of not enough off your shoulders. Job 8:7 says, "And though you started with little, you will end with much." This reminds me of a moment in my own life when one tiny decision, one small step changed my entire direction. And I'm going to share that story with you later on in the show. But if you woke up today feeling behind, if you feel like your progress is too slow, if you're tempted to count yourself out because the steps feel too small, hear me. God is building something big. And today's small step is part of that story. Hey, if this connects with you this morning, why don't you send me a quick message? I'd love to know what small step of faith you're taking today. Here's the number, 256-967-0885. Hey, we're doing this life together, and it's authentic. We are really walking this thing out. And so when we bounce ideas off of one another, when we can encourage each other, when we can spur each other on, it makes it so much better. So let me ask you that one more time. What small step of faith are you taking today? Text me, 256-967-0885. And let's keep moving forward one step at a time. Ooh, this is the perfect song. I did not line this up this way. It just happened. God does this all the time, and he blows my mind when he does it. It's Toby Mac with Move right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I promise I did not set that up like that. Wow. Hey, I just want to give you a personal thank you for listening to today's podcast. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being along for the ride. Now, I want to give you a heads up because you're going to hear me pitch to a whole lot of music during today's show. And unfortunately, the algorithms don't like it, neither do copyright laws, if I put the music on the podcast. So instead, I've put together a Spotify playlist and a separate song list so you can enjoy the music two ways, both in audio form, and then you can go see the music videos and the lyric videos and performance videos. Sometimes I link you to the socials, performances of this song that you can't find on Spotify. So check out both of those lists in the description today. All right. Thank you so much. And hey, if you're inspired or encouraged by anything you hear today, would you please share it with somebody and inspire and encourage them? And by the way, I really do look forward to hearing from you. Even if you're not listening live on the show, please go ahead and reach out. Text me, 256-967-0885, or email Steven, that's with a V, at 885jfm.com. I really do look forward to hearing from you whenever you want to reach out, okay? All right. Now let's get on with the show.
I heard one time, you got to believe it is so, even when it's not so, so that it can be so. You feel me? You got to believe it is so, even when it's not so, so that it can be so. And I hope that speaks to somebody right now in whatever you're going through at this point in your life.
Now let's talk about your word of life. It's a good one from Job chapter 8, verse 7 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. And though you started with little, you will end with much. Ooh, I love that. In fact, I heard this little guy, he probably was maybe 8 to 10 years old. And he had been going around to different churches. They've been asking him to come around and preach a little bit. So he was. And somebody asked him one time, said, "What's your favorite Bible story?" He said, "Job." And they said, "Why?" I said, "Because he got double for his trouble." That's true. He did, didn't he? So, hey, it says in my Bible that our God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So, I mean, what he's done for one, he can do for all of us. So, though you start with little, you will end with much. I'm grabbing that one today. How about you? Yeah, well, why don't you share that one too? We'll have it ready for you in photo form across our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and X, coming up here at 6:30. It's about 4 minutes and 20 seconds away. So you can share it and share what it means to you, how you've seen that happen in your life. That's called your testimony, and it's powerful, super powerful. So do it, okay? All right. So I was just over on the JFM family group. I'm about to post something there. I was perusing my socials earlier, and I saw this picture pop up. And it's Nick Belpasso. We've actually, we've been friends for a while, me and Nick. And he works with the network of related pastors and works for Liberty Church. And so I noticed that he posted a picture of a Scrabble game. Yeah, it looked like he was playing, and he just snapped a photo of it, and it got so many comments. I think I know why. It's because it just takes you back to your childhood. There's just something about a good board game. Sure, iPads are fun, video games, yeah, but the board game, that's where you really get to get competitive with the family. And what if this Thanksgiving we went ahead and got those board games ready to play, so they were just ready to go right after dinner? And we got the whole family involved. It could be Monopoly. It could be Scrabble. I don't know. What's your favorite game? Maybe get that ready to play. And yes, involve the little ones. It creates memories that will last their entire lives. It's so much fun. I'm about to post that over on the JFM family group so you can see it for yourself. And my goodness, I've noticed a lot of attention to some of the words of life there on the group. I just started putting those up there like last week, and wow. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for viewing that and sharing it with people. It's really something else. And that's the reason why we do it. We do it for two reasons. It's first because we know that life is busy. Sometimes we forget to read our Bible. So we get you covered by just 1 or 2 verses a day, the Word of Life. And then the second reason is we want to make it super easy for you to share your faith. And what better way than just by sharing that Word of Life? But go the extra mile and add a comment to the person you send it to and tell them what it means to you. Or you can even talk with them about it later on in the day. We just want to give you a springboard in order to give you an easier way of sharing your faith. So please take us up on that, okay? You'll be glad that you did. Now, how about some more great music? I got Mercy Me and Oh Death right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm so glad to call you part of my family. Thanks for being here. There has got to be a compelling reason that you are in your vehicle headed to work right now. You're like, Stephen, yeah, there's a compelling reason. I want to put a roof over my family's head. I want to put food on the table. I got you. But you know what? There's a little more to it than that. What if, instead of just the paycheck, what if you really looked at what you're doing today as a part of your purpose? I know, even in that situation where you feel like you're maybe in a dead-end job, you feel like what you're doing is not making that much of a difference. Well, I want to challenge you on that because, sometimes we don't look at the big picture. We look at just 1 or 2 aspects of it. How can you bring value to somebody at that workplace today, even if it looks like it's a dead-end job, looks like there's no room for advancement, no room for even a raise? Maybe you've been feeling that way for a while, or you've got a boss you have a hard time with. You just don't see eye to eye with each other. You don't appreciate them. I gotcha. I mean, we've all had bad bosses before. It's hard to deal with, I know. But what if instead of looking at those problems, we looked at the opportunities in front of us and all around us? What if we looked at the connections we make with the people at the workplace? What if we let that bring the value to our lives? What if we saw that we could make a difference there, even if we're not pushing the corporate thing, even if we're not climbing the corporate ladder? I can tell you one thing. As you make those small steps toward connection in the workplace, it will not go unnoticed. Yeah, your bosses will see it. And before you know it, what seemed like no room for advancement could possibly turn into a brand new title. It could turn into a promotion. It could turn into a raise. I'm just saying, if we own where we're at, if we really give it all we got, if we do like the scripture says, and do it as unto the Lord, there's no chance that you're going to stay stuck. So give it a try today, all right? Let's take a look at those relationships. Let's see how we can strengthen them. Let's see how we can bring them value every single day. And before you know it, you're going to change the culture of your workplace. And what feels like a dark and lonely place is going to turn into a thriving, bustling community that you enjoy being a part of if you give it some time. And that's what we're talking about today, those small steps. In fact, I got a small step that I took that I'm going to share with you coming up next that, at the time, I didn't see where it would lead me, but I faithfully took that step, and I'm so glad that I did. I'll tell you why after Matt Maher and Run to the Father. Okay, I want to tell you my story. It's been a while since I shared this on the radio. Maybe you've never heard it before. Maybe you have, but I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you a little bit today because I've got a story. I've got a testimony that I want to share with you. Okay? It all goes back to my college days. Yep, I was at Jacksonville State University. I was working at the food outlet. Yep, it's a grocery store. When I first started, I was a stocker. I took care of the dairy section of the store. And then I worked my way up to bagging groceries. And then from bagging groceries to becoming one of the cashiers. And I did a pretty good job considering we didn't have working scanners. We had to punch everything in by hand. I did pretty well, if I do say so myself. But then I moved up from that position into a management position. And so I was in the office every day. And so I was kind of overseeing all of the cashiers, making sure everything was flowing smoothly. And whenever an announcement needed to be made over the loudspeaker, guess who made it? Yep, me. And my coworkers tell me, Steven, you got a voice for radio. You ever thought about trying to find a radio job? So, hey, you know what? I took their advice. Those relationships were strong, and they're telling me I need to go check this out. I think I'll go check this out. So I did. I contacted a few radio stations. Nothing really lined up, but it was this one guy that I went to who ran a Christian radio station in Anniston. His name is John Holder. And when we got to talking, he found out I had a little bit of experience in television. Now, very minimal, because I worked with Channel 52 in Coleman on the sidelines at football games, making sure that audio was recording at the right levels. That was all I did, right? Then they got me involved in maybe a parade. I got to help with the parade in Coleman. But he found out I had a little bit of TV experience, and he suggested that I go and volunteer at a local TV station, one that he was involved at. He was the weather forecaster there. He's like, yeah, you should go and volunteer, and I bet you they'll bring you on. I bet you they'll start paying you after a little while. It's something worth looking at. So I took his advice. And yeah, I made a tiny decision. It didn't feel like much at the time. It wasn't really dramatic. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't some big spiritual moment. It was just a small step. So I showed up at that place at Channel 24 in Self Hall at Jacksonville State. Now, I wasn't a broadcast student. I wasn't even an employee. I was just a volunteer. And showing up there, I was a little unsure of myself, even doubting myself, just trying to be faithful with what I had. It didn't seem impressive. It didn't seem future changing at the time. It was just one step, right? And here's the deal. As a volunteer, that means no paycheck, no guarantees, no real training, just a willingness to show up. I've been encouraged to find that job. And so I went and did it. And I was volunteering. I'm like, okay, maybe this will work out. Maybe this won't. And on my very first day, they sat me down at the audio board, something I'd never touched before. I had no training on that thing. Basically, it was a sink or swim moment. I said, all right, good luck. In that first day, did I make mistakes? You better believe I did. But did I stick with it? Yeah. Now, it wasn't impressive. Not at all. It wasn't glamorous. Didn't feel like it was a future shift. It was just a tiny yes. It's like, okay, yeah, I think I can do this. I'll give it a try. And yet that one small step, it opened a door. That door led to getting hired. Just a few weeks later, I started getting paid for it. That opportunity led to learning more skills like graphics. And then I got to direct some shows. And then I got to meet the right people. Then I stepped into TV in Huntsville after that job, which was absolutely amazing. And that whole story is a God thing, I'm just telling you. And then I stepped into radio. And then I stepped into ministry. And then I stepped into this, the Lifeline Morning Show. And that small step turned into my entire career, my calling, my ministry, my purpose. And it all started with something so small. It almost didn't seem worth doing. Just a tiny step. And sometimes I wonder, what if I had talked myself out of it? What if I'd said, this won't matter? What if I had convinced myself that I wasn't enough? What if I had never walked in that door? God took a tiny step of faith and multiplied it beyond anything I could have imagined. And maybe today you're in a moment like that, standing in front of something small, something that doesn't feel big enough or strong enough to matter. I want you to hear me. Small steps still count. Small beginnings still grow. And God isn't measuring the size of your step anyway. He's measuring your faithfulness in taking that step. I love that. He specializes in turning little into much. I think it's one of his favorite things to do. So if today feels like a slow start, or if it feels like everyone else is running while you're barely walking, don't you count yourself out. Take the step you can take. Give the little you have. Show up with what's in your hands, because that's exactly where God does some of his best work. And if you've got a small step you're taking today, something that feels tiny or hidden, I'd love to encourage you in it. Send me a message. Tell me what it is. Let's celebrate it together. You never know what God might be building from that one decision. So let me know. 256-967-0885. Text me, okay? 256-967-0885. Or, you could call me up if you'd like. Studio phone line is open, 256-505-0885. Now, let's hear some Zach Williams and Jesus Loves right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show. Real hope, real faith, real life. You know what's about to happen? Of course, we're about to play the car line competition, but I know we got some really hungry people out there. In fact, just yesterday, on the car line competition, both of our contestants, both of our winners, I asked them, what are you looking forward to the most about Thanksgiving? What's your favorite food? And they both wanted to talk turkey. They love some good turkey, so that's great. But today, I think we need to talk about pie just before we get started with the car line competition on this Trivia Tuesday. So I wonder, which pie do you think is the most popular? Now, I came across this little survey. It's a little study they did. Now, you can read this for yourself if you'd like. Scholastic's Super STEM magazine. This is on the inside cover. All right, it says, thankful for pie. And you might have this at your school. In fact, you might get it from school. My daughter got this from hers. And I kind of stole it. I'm like, hey, can I have that if you're not going to read it? She's like, sure. So I'm looking at this graph, and hey, it's a pie chart. How fitting. We're talking about pie. But I wonder if you know what the most popular pie is. Well, let me give you a little bit of a ranking, okay? So pumpkin pie comes in at one of the top spots, 23%. And then let's go around. So pecan pie comes in next at 14%, apple pie at 12%, sweet potato pie at 8%. Yeah, if you know that old Alabama song of the South, sweet potato pie, and I'll shut my mouth. Yeah, it's a good one. And then chocolate pie, 6%. Cherry pie comes in at 5%. Blueberry pie tied at the 5% spot. Key lime comes in at 3%, and then the one that takes the cake, or the pie, I should say, the one that's the most popular is actually other. It doesn't specify. So I got to wondering, what's the most popular pie in Alabama? And I know I love a good pecan pie. Who doesn't, right? But did you know that in the state of Alabama, chocolate pie and buttermilk pie are the top? And that makes sense, buttermilk being in the other category. So I don't know, what is your favorite pie? I got you hungry now, didn't I? Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think it's amazing that you are here ready to play my game. when we don't really even have school going on. A lot of you are out today. And if you are tuning in online, thank you. If you have, if you're on the radio at your house, or you got your mom and dad's keys, you're like, hey, mom, dad, can I borrow your keys? I need to go listen to the radio. I want to play a game. Thank you. You rock. So are you ready to play on this Trivia Tuesday? I sure hope so, because, I'm going to need your help. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. All right, now let's go ahead and let's crank that engine. And then let's start that music so I can say, hey, everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. That's right, your chance to win some gift cards this morning. But how many, Steven? Oh, okay. So you see, usually it's 3, but it just so happens Bo yesterday said, I want to start that train. So we got a bit of a train rolling through, which means instead of 3, we got 6 gift cards up for grabs. And on top of that, your chance to win a pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville. You ever been there before? It's an indoor playground. It is so much fun. I've played there myself before. Now, I did have my daughter with me, but, it's one of those things. If I were allowed to, I might just go there to play. Because I love stuff like that. So, are you ready to try your hand at this? It's a Trivia Tuesday. I got a couple of questions lined up for you. The first one, we're going to talk about animals. I know a lot of you want to be a veterinarian when you grow up. So let's test your skills, your smarts when it comes to animals. You ready? All right, put this phone number in your phone. Have it ready to go. What animal has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth is the question, but here's the phone number. I did that wrong. 256-505-0885. Call me up. Let me know if you know the answer. Here are your options. So what animal has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth? And let's keep this to students, please. Now, if a parent calls in, make sure to get your student involved because this is a special edition of the car line competition. What animal has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth? Is it A, lion, B, crocodile, C, great white shark, or D, hyena? 256-505-0885. Call me up and let me know. Do you know the right answer? If so, it could land you 6 gift cards and possibly a couple of passes to Let's Play Huntsville. So be the first caller, 256-505-0885, and let me know. Here we are playing the car line competition on a Trivia Tuesday, and no, I didn't get an answer for that question on the first round. It's all good. I know that it could be slow today. But I want to make sure that I give an opportunity for somebody, some student, to win this morning because we got 6 gift cards up for grabs, plus a chance for somebody to win a pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville, okay? So, parents, if you're hearing me, you're like, oh, I want to win this for my kids. Here, this could be kind of complicated, but you can do this. Or you can just call your kid or text them because they probably have some kind of iPad in their hands. Anything like my daughter. Anyway, let them know to call. Or you could do this. This would be kind of fun if they have a way of doing it. So if you call their number and get like a duo call going and then call me, and we can like all 3 be on the phone at the same time. That's always a lot of fun. So we want to get the students involved because this is such a special car line competition week. All right, so I'm going to cut this down to a 50-50 shot. And here we go. Here is your question today, the first round. What animal has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth? Is it A, a lion, or B, a crocodile? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. So call me up, let me know, win 6 gift cards, and get a chance to win some passes to Let's Play Huntsville. Is it a lion? Is it a crocodile? Is it a lion or a crocodile? What are some famous lions out there? Ooh, putting myself on the spot. What's a famous lion? Leo the lion? That works. How about that one from Madagascar? What's his name? What's the lion's name? He's the king of New York. Yeah, you know who it is. I'm completely spacing. But then, what's a famous crocodile? Oh, I know. There's a book written about him and a movie now. Lyle Crocodile. That's a good one. So, which one has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth? Be the first caller with the right answer. 256-505-0885. Looking forward to your call right now. In the meantime, some more great music. John Reddick with No Fear right here on the Lifeline. And there's my caller. Yes! And yes, I got a caller. Now, it's slim pickings this morning because we don't have kids in the car line. So, you know what? We're going to go ahead and open that up for parents to call in as well, for adults, anybody who wants to play. And I did get a call. Now, this is from a dad. And this went so well. Here, take a listen to how it all went down. This was a fun call right here. 88.5 JFM. Good morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Who am I talking to?
This is Andrew.
Andrew, what you up to today?
I am headed into work.
Headed into work. You got any little ones?
I do. I've got a 3-year-old. She's not quite in school yet, but I knew the answer, so I'd call.
Yeah.
And I've got a 5-month-old little boy.
Oh, I got you. So at 3 years old, that is the perfect opportunity to play at Let's Play. So if you win today, you stand the chance of winning that pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville. So let's do this thing. Playing on behalf of the kids. Here's the question I have for you. What animal has the strongest bite force of any creature on Earth? Is it A, a lion, or B, a crocodile?
A crocodile.
A crocodile. What makes you say that?
That's just some useless knowledge that I have. The saltwater crocodile.
That's exactly right, man. So how long has that been rattling around in your head?
I watched the Discovery Channel episode like 2 years ago, and I don't think I've thought about that since you asked that question.
Well, it's amazing how that stuff just sticks around. Sure enough, it's got a bite force ranging from approximately 3,700 to 5,000 PSI. And that's a pretty strong bite. Yep. So congratulations. You just won 6 gift cards and a chance to win that pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville. How does that make you feel?
Awesome. Can I keep the train rolling?
Oh, man, we can do that. Yes, sir. We can definitely do that. So we got 9 gift cards up for grabs for the next player. All right. And is there a particular school you'd like to shout out this morning?
Albertville Intermediate School.
Let me go ahead and jot that down. Now, would you tell me something special about each one of those kids? That 3-year-old. Tell me something that lights you up about that 3-year-old of yours.
Coming home from work and hearing "Daddy."
It's magical, man. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
And now that 5-month-old.
He still has a bobblehead, so he can't really sit up or nothing yet. But I love holding him. I ain't get to do it much with my daughter, so.
Okay, I got you. So, is that little one doing tummy time yet at 5 months old?
Oh yeah.
A fan or not a fan of tummy time?
He does pretty good. Until he gets tired. Then he's like, I'm done.
Yep, I get it. All right, Andrew, man, thank you so much for just being awesome. And we'll get this train rolling, and we'll get your name in the hat for these Let's Play passes, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. And that is how it's done. Now those 6 gift cards roll over into 9 gift cards. How cool is that? I love playing this game. And yes, we've opened it up now to adults as well. Us big kids, we can play too. I knew it might be slim pickings on the school-age kids, so it's open for everybody now. Here we go with round number 2, but you know how this works. I got to hear a little something before we can play that, and let's see if my computer will cooperate. Let's see. Is it going to happen? Am I going to hear the bells this morning? And there they are, so we can go. Here we go. Round number 2. The number 256-505-0885. Clearing the phone line right now, and here's your question. What famous structure was originally built as a tomb for an Egyptian pharaoh? Was it A, the Sphinx, B, the Great Pyramid of Giza, C, Stonehenge, or D, the Colosseum? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, what famous structure was originally built as a tomb for an Egyptian pharaoh? This one can be kind of tricky if you really overthink it. Is it A, the Sphinx, or B, the Great Pyramids of Giza, or the Great Pyramid of Giza? Is it C, Stonehenge, or is it D, the Colosseum? 256-505-0885. And there is my caller. I'm going to capture it. Stay right there on the phone line with me while we start this song, and I'll get your answer. How about a little Jaywalkers worship within the name of Jesus right here, right now on the Lifeline. Now let's talk about your word of life. Today is short and sweet and to the point from Job 8, verse 7. It'll put a smile on your face. Here it is. And though you started with little, you will end with much. That's good stuff right there. You give things an opportunity to grow. You take those small steps necessary to make the big things happen. And guess what happens there? God blesses those small steps. That's what we're talking about this morning. And hey, I just got finished with taking that call for the second round of the car line competition. It was 9 gift cards up for grabs. So what happened to them? Well, I can tell you this. It was an amazing call. I'm getting ready to share part of it with you coming up. Now, keep in mind, sometimes when we talk, I don't use everything on the radio. I'm very sensitive to things like that. So we might have a little deeper conversation than what goes on the radio. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Because if you think when you call me, I'm just going to put everything on the radio, and it's not me. That's not how I do things. So I'm so thankful for these deeper conversations that happen behind the scenes. So thank you. And let me hit a song here. I'll go and edit this down, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. Forrest Frank, Never Get Used to This, right here, right now on the Lifeline. That song has been stuck in my head here lately because, you see, that's Brandon Lake and I Know a Name with Elevation Worship there. But I've been really having the one with CeCe Winans and Brandon Lake stuck in my head because my little girl has done a drama. It was at church. They did a musical drama to that particular song. They acted it out. It was the woman with the issue of blood. It was the disciples finding out that Jesus had risen from the dead. It was another with the guy who was tormented by demons, who was finally free of them. All that played a part in this musical drama. And my wife put it together. It had some help and just an amazing group of kids that came together. Miss Vernice did an amazing job as well, helping with the flags and helping to wrangle the kids, and it was so cool. So anyway, they just did that this past Sunday. It was a lot of fun. I just had to shout them out. What a job well done. A lot of kids coming together, and I mean they're sacrificing their time coming together on Sundays after church for about an hour and a half for weeks, and then they finally got to perform it. And man, I'm telling you, it was a standing ovation. It was really good. A big round of applause. Those kids, I'm telling you, they feel like they're accomplishing something when they do that. And they really are, because they're helping to bring that word to life with that music and with their acting. And hey, if your kid gets an opportunity to do something like that at your church, you should totally let them take it if they're interested at all, because it is so fulfilling. All right. Now, I want to get to this call that I just got for the car line competition. We were playing. It was round 2. It's Trivia Tuesday. A chance to win a pair of passes as well to Let's Play Huntsville. So their name was put in this hat as well. So you want to hear how it all went down? Well, I want to share it with you. So take a listen to this. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. Who am I talking to?
This is Christy Berry.
Christy Berry. All right. You've been putting some flowers together lately?
I have, and taking care of sick people.
Oh, sick people.
Just at the doctor's office.
Oh, that's right.
Lakeside Clinic.
That's right. You do a little bit of both.
I do.
Uh-huh. All right. How's Rain doing?
She's doing great. She's having a good break.
Good. What has she been spending her time doing thus far?
So far, she has stayed over at my mom's, and she's been helping Mom get ready for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's awesome. Got to teach them young how to make that dressing. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. She's got to learn it.
That's right. That is a Southern tradition right there.
She loves cooking in the kitchen. She loves being in the kitchen.
That's great. That's great. All right, well, let's play this for Rain. Let's find out if you know the answer to my question. I've always been mesmerized by Egypt. I've loved hieroglyphics, pyramids, the Sphinx, all of the stuff, the sand, all the lore around it, all that stuff. And one of these days, I hope to get to go there. But until then, I guess I'll just have to focus on little tidbits of knowledge. Like this question right here I got for you. What famous structure was originally built as a tomb for an Egyptian pharaoh? Was it A, the Sphinx, B, the Great Pyramid of Giza, C, Stonehenge, or D, the Colosseum?
I'm thinking it was B.
B, the Great Pyramid of Giza. You would be correct. Yep. Congratulations to you. That is 9 gift cards. We've had the train rolling this morning. So how does that make you feel?
Awesome. Amazing.
Very cool. I'm so glad that you got to play in my game and you got a chance of winning those passes to Let's Play Huntsville. So Yeah. Can you tell me about a couple of people you're going to bless with a gift card?
I'm going to give them to my people at work. We are a team. We couldn't make it without each other. I have Susan, Amanda, Candy, Trisha. We have just a whole front office full of people, and we couldn't make it without them. And then I go to the flower shop, and I have Kim and my brother. Without them, we couldn't do it.
Oh, wow. You got some amazing people around you. Thank you so much for sharing the love here on the radio.
I enjoy listening to you every morning. It's such a blessing on my drive to work. It gets me pepped up for my day. Regardless of what's going on in the day, I can always count on listening to 88.5 to get me in a good mood and ready and be blessed.
Wow, that's music to my ears. Thank you for those kind words. Now, I need to ask you, what school you want to shout out? I imagine it's Rain School.
Rib Elementary.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling me up this morning.
Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so much fun. Those 9 gift cards going to put a bunch of smiles on a bunch of faces. I love playing this game. And this particular question, seriously, I love Egyptian stuff. In fact, when I was in junior college, we ended up getting to go, because I was in the jazz band at Wallace State, we got to go out to Las Vegas and play at Circus. But guess where we got to stay the night? The Luxor, the big pyramid. I got to stay there. They don't have pictures on the wall. They have what look like hieroglyphics on the wall. It was the coolest room I've ever stayed in my entire life. It was a fun experience too, because the heat out there in Las Vegas is a lot different from the heat here. There's not humidity mixed in there. It's a dry heat, and it's much more tolerable. So that was really unexpected for me. I didn't know what to think about that. But anyway, now a little bit more here, because I've been telling you what I've been reading a little bit of here lately. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to get them on board with the car line competition. We'll see how that works. But Scholastic, I mean, who doesn't know that name, right? Yeah. Well, they've got this magazine out called Super STEM. And it's something that my daughter's school gives the students, like, I guess every 2 months or so. So I came across this particular episode, this, what do you call it? I guess it would be this edition. It's the October-November edition. And it's got stuff in here, of course, for candy night, because you had October 31st roll around. So the front of the magazine's got this looks like a little girl, smiling face, surrounded by candy. But it's so funny that Egypt is in this magazine. If you look at it, page 24, your kids want to take a look at it for themselves. They probably have this too. It's a trip to ancient Egypt. It's called the STEM Vacation. And so it talks all about customs, traditions, how to like even wear makeup, like the kohl, that dark around your eyes so you can see, even though you have the blazing sand, reflecting all the sun. It's a really cool little read. Anyway, I've been enjoying it myself, and yeah, Scholastic's been around for a minute. So here's to hoping they come on board with us here at the Car Line competition on the Lifeline Morning Show to help us do what we do. Wouldn't that be fun? So hey, I'm dreaming. I do have emails out though, so we'll see. All right, I'll keep you updated as we get a little closer to a decision. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the Car Line competition. Thank you for hanging out with me. And hey, today, why don't you remind your kids that we'll be playing again tomorrow, and it's normal time from 6:50 to about 7:20, and a chance to win a pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville, on top of the already 3 gift cards we play on any particular round. Sometimes we get the train rolling, like 9 gift cards are going out to Christy this morning. Tomorrow morning we'll start off with 3, but still that chance to win the pair of passes to Let's Play Huntsville. All right. Well, hey, it's been a blast thus far, and we've got like, let's see, that's 8, 9 to 10. Was it 2 hours? And 14 minutes left of the show. Yeah. You learn to do math pretty quick in your head working in radio. So let's hit a song, shall we? I'll stop talking now. Crowder, Come As You Are, right here, right now on the Lifeline. And hey, coming up, I'm going to have some special harmonica music for you. Oh yeah, it's going to be really good too. I promise. Sometimes I still get lyrics wrong. In particular, that song, Crowder, Come As You Are, there's a part in there where I thought for sure it was saying one thing, but I just did just a little quick search on it, and I found out that I was wrong. So in that part where it says, there's hope for the hopeless and all those who've strayed, come sit at the table, come taste. And I thought it said the grapes, because I'm like, sure, there are grapes on the table. It's a big feast. There's got to be grapes there, right? It's not grapes. It's grace, Grace. Sometimes you just gotta Google the lyrics, and so my bad. I thought he was talking about grapes there for a minute. Anyway, sorry. I just had to share that with you because sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself. I'm just saying. But hey, here's something that we don't have to laugh at. This is something that will bring you some encouragement. Yeah, it's your, drive time devotion.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. The Brooklyn Bridge links Brooklyn to Manhattan Island and is one of the most famous bridges in the entire world. The idea of the bridge was first conceived in 1883, but bridge-building experts throughout the world told the designer, a creative engineer by the name of John Roebling, that his idea would never, ever work. Roebling convinced his son Washington, who was also a great engineer, that his idea for a bridge of this magnitude had merit and would work. The two of them developed the concept of the bridge, resolved the problems that the others had forecast, and enthusiastically hired a crew to build their bridge. After just a few months of building, a tragic on-site accident took the life of John Roebling and severely injured his son Washington, leaving Washington unable to walk or talk. Everyone thought the project would have to be abandoned since the Roeblings were the only ones who knew such dynamics of building a bridge like this one. Washington could still do one thing: he could think, and he had a burning desire to see the bridge finished. So as he lay in his hospital bed, he had an idea. He would communicate with the other engineers by using one finger to tap out in code on his wife's arm what he wanted to tell them all. Washington tapped his instructions for the next 13 years until the bridge was finished. Paul told young Timothy in 2 Timothy 4:7, "I fought a good fight. I finished my course." Now, the test of a first-rate work is one that finishes it. Leaders are not only self-starters, they're finishers. So I encourage you all to finish well. Pray with me. God of power and strength and might, help me that I might be a finisher of what I've started, and only to finish it well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Right now, Joel Modis is hanging out with us down in Palm Coast, Florida. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you are having a great day. Margaret Simpson's hanging out. She already sent me a morning GIF. It's so funny. It's a pug with these glasses, these eyeglasses on that have windshield wipers. Yeah, it's that kind of day. It's a wet one out there. Also, we got our friends up there in Huntsville, Alabama. That looks like it could be a new pen. It's not our normal down in Owens Crossroads. Ooh. Hey, you know what? It's a great time to tell you that I love to hear from you. So text me. Let me know your name, where you're listening from. I'd love to shout you out properly. And tell me what song is your favorite so I can play it for you, okay? Here's the number, 256-967-0885. Again, 256-967-0885. Albertville is here. I think that might be Wheezy hanging out with us. It could be the Right Reverend Larry Walls. I don't know. Both of them could be listening right now. We got Gunnersville hanging out as well. And our friends across the pond in Fuchenstein and Vogel, Germany, Guten Tag to you. Now, let me go hit some music. Oh, and by the way, I do have some harmonica music to bring to you. It's a really good rendition of a song that you know and love. I bet you've never quite heard it this way. So don't go anywhere. You need to hear this because, harmonica. Who doesn't love some good harmonica? Mike and Tyler, God did it right here, right now on the Lifeline Morning Show. Well, I told you just a few minutes ago, I'm trying to grow things here on the show, particularly the car line competition. I've reached out to Scholastic to see if there might be an opportunity for some kind of endorsement, some kind of underwriting, some kind of sponsorship, because we have fun with our kids. They're a captive audience, like 5 days a week. It's so much fun. And I know this week's a little different because we've got the Thanksgiving break, but it's always a blast. And so I'm working on that. But there's this other guy. His name is Zach McKinney. I don't know if you've ever heard that name before. If you've gone to the Comedy Barn and heard any good harmonica music, it was likely him playing it. Or some Southern gospel tracks have him on there as well. In fact, recently he got a call from Adam Crabb. Now, you might not know Adam's name that well. If you know Jason Crabb, well, then you know that is Adam's brother, Jason. But anyway, Adam called him and said, hey, are you still looking to get some kind of endorsement, a deal with a harmonica company? And he said, actually, I've tried and tried, but nothing seemed to work. He said, well, you need to try out this company. And so it's that inspired him to put this particular video up on his socials. You can find him on TikTok at Zach Squatch 1997. And it's so cool. He's wearing an Alabama Crimson Tide hat. Roll Tide. That made me happy. And for those of you who say War Eagle, particularly you, Right Reverend Larry Walls. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so Anyway, he got on this particular brand of harmonica because now he is endorsed by them. It's so cool. Bushman harmonicas. You ever heard of that one before? You want to hear what a Bushman harmonica sounds like? Oh, I don't know if you're ready for this. Yeah, I think you are. Here, let's do this. Take a listen to just how sweet this sound is. Wow, what a song. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? When's the last time you heard a harmonica sing like that? Oh, I'm so glad I could bring that to you. And I'm following him, by the way, over on TikTok. Again, you can find him at Zach Squatch. That's Z-A-C-K, Squatch 1997. And he just posted that 14 hours ago. Getting a lot of congratulations over in the comments section. I think that's awesome. And that's so good. He's growing. That's good stuff. All right, more great music headed your way. We are messengers. God be the glory. Got to see them live on Sunday. Let me tell you, they brought that house down. They were absolutely amazing at the Awakening Tour. I hope you get a chance to see them sometime soon. I know a couple other people who got to witness that particular concert for themselves. The Awakening Tour that happened this past Sunday. We Are Messengers opened that thing up, and let me tell you, they were absolutely amazing. And you know what? I got to sit there with some winners of the tickets here on the station. So it was David Wooten. He was sitting there at the end, and Bree sitting right beside him. They got to enjoy it. And in fact, he's been sending me some videos from the concert, which is awesome. We had to leave a little early. My wife was feeling under the weather, so we got to see We Are Messengers, but we missed Jeremy Camp and we missed Skillet. So I've got some video here from David of what looked like they set the place on fire with Skillet. So that's good. And then Trey was there as well. He got to enjoy it all. And yesterday he called in and requested Comatose by Skillet, loving some good Skillet music. I love that whole story of how he and his brother kind of bonded over some Skillet music. That was really cool. So, hey, I really enjoy getting to meet you guys and get to see you out and about. You hear my voice on the radio, but it's so funny when I meet somebody in person. It's kind of that look on their face like, who are you again? It's like, there's something about you that's so familiar. Oh, my voice? Did I look anything like you thought I would? Most often the answer is no. Rarely does a voice sound like a face. But anyway, I digress. It's a lot of fun to meet you. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of this family. And I got some Lauren Daigle here with Let It Be a Hallelujah. Hey, we're going to talk about pushing the limits here in a few minutes. It's quite a challenge, but it's one I think you might be up for. So stick around and we'll get into it here in the next few. Miss Mary Ellen, I was talking with her just before I came on air, actually, about the food pantries today. I'm like, okay, you want me to talk about it? You want me not to talk about it? She's like, yes. If the Spirit moves you, you go ahead and talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. There is a couple of opportunities here in our area for you to get some help if you need it with some groceries. So I wanted to pass this information along to you. Yep, it's a couple of places. Let me get you that. So it's the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantries, and it happens on Tuesdays from 4:30 to 5:30 at Mary's house. That's St. William Catholic Church in Gunnersville, 929 Gunner Avenue. And then from 5 until 6 at Chapel of the Holy Cross at 1534 Whitesville Road, Albertville. Two opportunities to possibly get some help you need with some groceries. Now, there are a couple of things you need to bring with you if you want to participate in this, okay? So you'll have to bring an ID to match you. It's just, bring an ID. It's one of the things. Another is bring a bill with your current address on it. The address doesn't even have to be in this area. It just needs to be yours. All right. So if you could use some help with some groceries, they are happy to help as they can at St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantries. Again, that's today from 4:30 to 5:30 at Mary's House. That's St. William Catholic Church, 929 Gunter Avenue here in Guntersville. And from 5 to 6 at Chapel of the Holy Cross at 1534 Whitesville Road in Albertville. Wanted to pass that along to you. And hey, just a little more as well, because, you know, we have some churches around here who are doing some amazing stuff around this Thanksgiving time, and one of them is Liberty Church in Arab. I don't know if you heard of this yesterday. I found out about it actually going into the food land over the weekend in Arab. There were some people standing at the doors handing out flyers all about this. They're saying, hey, there's room at the table. So it's come to the table. Basically, this is a chance for you to come and enjoy some amazing Thanksgiving food. They're going to have it on Thanksgiving Day from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's at their campus, 120 Kenyon Road in Arab, if you don't have any place to go. If you want a warm meal, experience some community, and give thanks together, whether you're looking for encouragement, connection, or simply a friendly place to enjoy a free Thanksgiving lunch, you're welcome to come to the table. Again, that's at Liberty Church in Arab, November 27th, Thanksgiving Day from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 120 Kenyon Road in Arab. All right, just wanted to make sure you knew. Now, I got some more great music lined up for you, plus a challenge. I've got something I'm about to share with you that is going to help you push the limits today. And we're going to dig into this a little deeper because we've been talking about the small steps. Because it takes small steps to get to where we need to go. Sometimes we get to take big leaps, sometimes big steps, but more often than not, it's those small steps that make the biggest difference. But what is it that you're striving for? Why are you taking those small steps? Where are you trying to go to? I want you to think of that as you listen to some more music. And I want you to come back ready to give it all, ready to push the envelope, ready to push the limits, okay? I want you in that mindset. I want you ready to listen to something that might just help you with that. After Mercy Me. And I can only imagine. We're going to take it from really mild and just this atmosphere of, wow, what it's going to be like when we're in heaven. And we're going to bring you the aggressiveness of, hey, what would happen if I gave it all today? Why do we take little steps? Because we need to get to where we're going from point A to point B, but those little steps, well, they're getting us to the big picture, aren't they? They're getting us to some desired outcome. So where are your little steps heading to? And why are you pushing to get there so hard? Well, I hope you've been thinking about that while you were listening to I Can Only Imagine. Because right now we're gonna press it. We're gonna push the limits this morning. I came across this and it challenged me. And I thought maybe it would challenge you as well. Now, when I think of this, this is a very skin deep kind of thing if you look at it that way. Because this guy is talking a little bit about maybe your workout, about pushing the limits, is how far you can take your body. But I want you to let's parallel that to how far you can take your spiritual walk. What kind of power you can operate in spiritually. Because as you're taking these small steps, you're gaining wisdom and knowledge, and your faith is growing. But what are you doing with that faith? What are you hoping it achieves in your life? Are you one of those who decides that, hey, I'm going to take Jesus' word to heart? And when he said, these works and greater shall you do also, hey, that's me. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. That's how I want to live this life of faith. I hope that's you, because that's definitely me. I can't wait for the moment that I'll lay hands on somebody and pray for them and see them completely miraculously healed. Now, I've had that happen a couple times, actually, and I can't wait for the next time that it happens, because it's such an honor and a privilege to be used by our Heavenly Father to touch somebody else's life in that way. And it is just a moment that it takes your breath, because when you see it happen, it's like, God, thank you. I can't believe you used me to do that. I can't believe you worked through me to help make that happen. And it's not a prideful thing at all. It's the thank you for using me. That's my desire, for you to use me to touch your people. And so listen to this and see if it doesn't inspire you, if it doesn't encourage you, if it doesn't help you push the limits today, even spiritually in your faith walk. It's Eddie Pinero.
Are you giving everything you have? And no, I don't mean more than normal or quote unquote a lot. I mean everything. I'm currently reading the founder of Lululemon, Chip Wilson's autobiography. And there's kind of a cool little side story in the book where, he talks about his days of being a swimmer. And one of the races he competed in was the 100-meter backstroke, which is 4 lengths to the pool. And Chip mentions that the general strategy at this time was to conserve energy. Right? And then on the final lap, you turn it on, right? You give everything you have. So you finish with that energy, look good at the finish line, and hopefully it's enough to kind of push you past the competition. And before one of his swim meets, his dad calls him up with an idea. He says, Chip, why don't, instead of conserving, you pretend this is only a 25-meter race, 1 lap, and you just go all out. You save nothing, 1 sprint. And just see how your body adapts for the rest. Right? I think he even jokes, hey, if you start drowning, buddy, I'll jump in and save you. And Chip, who's an admittedly mediocre swimmer at the time, he listened to his dad. And the race starts. He goes out as hard as he possibly can for the first 25. When all is said and done, you fast forward to the end of that race, not only did he win, he'd broken the Canadian record by an insane amount. I think it was like 7 or 8 seconds. Not because the race changed, because his perspective changed. The way he approached the race changed. And you think of all that potential, right? All of that energy just being wasted. It was kept in reserve to be used at a time that never arrived. Right? I mean, literally, the race would end before he could empty that tank out. And even with that sprint, who knows how much more he had left. Could have been more in the tank. And it's like, when he figured that out, how much he was leaving on the table, it was game over. I had a coach in college who would say a similar thing. He was the freshman coach of the rowing team. Great coach and probably one of the funniest people I've ever known. He'd remind us at the starting line, and he'd say, gentlemen, go out with everything you have. Remember, it's better to go out too hard and empty your tank too early than it is to cross that finish line not having emptied your tank at all. Both of these little anecdotes, right, they paint a picture of the magnitude of human potential. How our default setting is to conserve, to protect, to not go all in. We let so much go to waste. We allow fear to dictate output as it shines a spotlight on a time that never comes. Right? Why would you give everything? It's whispering, hey, but what if you're tired in the final 90 seconds? Save some. Hey, don't give everything. Hold back. Just gives us wrong info. And I'm obviously not saying, start an ultra marathon at a sub 5-minute pace. I'm just pointing out the truth that we keep too much in. There's more in us that never gets shown, never gets exposure. The reality is, if we all move that dial just a little further, if we acted like every day was a 25-meter sprint and not a small part of a 200 or 100 or a piece of a marathon, where could we be? See, the body has an incredible ability to adjust and recover. In fact, that's one thing that makes human beings so special. We can adapt. And I know I've recently, with my own workouts, as a 38-year-old man, I'm getting better results now than I've ever gotten before. And part of that's because I'm understanding that if I push myself past the brink, the world does not implode. I just recover. And in fact, I recover well. When you ask yourself for more than you've ever given, your body, what feels like miraculously, it finds a way. You drop yourself into the maze of discomfort, you will find your way out. It's just that we don't often green light that journey. See, this isn't a story about right and wrong. It's a story about more and the option before you, the opportunity before you. What happens when you press that pedal all the way to the floor? Do you know? Have you ever? When was the last time? I'm not asking for anything you can't give. I'm not. But I am asking that you try and find that line between possible and impossible, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how hard it is to find. Those endpoints, they let you right through. Those fears are revealed to be nothing more than little ropes around the elephant's leg. When one realizes it can pull, when one understands his or her strength, the ropes never stood a chance. They were merely an illusion. So go out of the gate like your life depends on it. Like you trust yourself. Down the line to find a way. Because that's exactly what you will do. Elevated heart rate, sweat dripping down the forehead, lungs on fire. All of it becomes elements of your symphony, your crescendo. Forget what the fear is saying. Forget that your mind is warning you about 4 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes down the road. Stop saving the best of you for a time that will never come. It's your time now. If you see past the mirage that is fear and decide that it is.
That one right there, that one got me, and I hope it just got you as well. Are you ready to give it your all? Your everything? Let's go big today. Well, I see you, Charlotte, North Carolina, hanging out with us right now on the stream. Thank you for being here. Also here in North Alabama, we got our friends in Owens Crossroads. Thank you for being here. Gunnersville, Albertville. I see Joel Modis in Palm Coast, Florida. Our friends across the pond in Germany. Guten Tag to you. And hey, if you would, help us. We are still working on lighting up the map with hope. What does that mean? We're trying to get all 50 states represented here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, we did this challenge, it's been a couple weeks ago now, on a Friday, asking you to, hey, let's push it. Let's see if we can get this link out there. Let's see if we can get more people to listen and light up this map. It was the 50 states of hope. We're still going to work on that. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's not a one and done deal either. This is something we have to work on a little along. These are the small steps we're taking on the show to keep growing, to keep reaching more and more people. And you can help us do that. So if you would, whenever you get a chance, go to our website, 885jfm.com, and click that On Now button. When you do that, a new page is going to pop up. On there, you can press play and listen to us from wherever you happen to be. But what you can do when that page pops up as well is copy that URL and then share it with somebody that you know. Maybe somebody who lives here in Alabama, maybe also somebody who lives in another state. Yeah, maybe in California or Wisconsin or North Dakota or, you pick it. Whoever you know. Maybe Montana. Or maybe somebody you know who lives overseas. That was so cool. Getting to see the lady from California who was in England for a medical procedure, and we got the opportunity to pray for her. And I got a report back that said she was listening, and she was crying. She was moved that we'd pray for her. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for being a family that unites around people who need a touch, who need an answer to prayer. That's one of the most special things we do here on the show is pray for one another. So thank you for making that happen. Thank you for always being ready to join your faith with mine. It makes a big difference. And I'll tell you this time and time again, I have seen God work miracles through our prayers here on the radio. I've seen people who've been given cancer diagnosis completely healed. I've seen people come out of the hospital they didn't give a chance to. And that's because we have a loving God who hears his people and moves with compassion, who shows up in the affairs of men and does something different, makes a way where there seems to be no way. That is the definition of a miracle. When God steps in and does something that only he can do. I look forward to the next one and the next one and the next one. And I know those miracles will keep happening. Why? Because he loves us that much. So be encouraged today. Maybe you're believing for something big. You know what? I am thankful that you are believing for something big. So often we just believe for the small stuff. And we need to have hope. We need to have faith to ask God for the big stuff. I was telling you earlier that I've seen God work through me to heal people before. It's been amazing. Laying your hands on somebody, praying for them. And sometimes it might not be in the moment that they feel or they realize that complete healing. It might be the next day or the next week. It's however God wants to do it. I was really encouraged. There was a guy that I'd known for years, used to work at the Beds Express over in Decatur. And that's back when I was working in insurance. So I met him over there one day. And then I noticed this guy was here. So I was working here at the station at this time. And he had moved from Decatur to the Gunnersville location of Beds Express. Back then it was Mattress King. Now it's Beds Express. Or it might be something different. I don't even remember. I think they changed the names a couple times. Anyway, I got to pray for him because I found out that he was in a really bad motorcycle accident and he had pain like every day. And so we were shopping for a mattress. My wife, my daughter, and I, we were in there. And I asked him if I could pray for him right there in the store. He said, sure. He was a believer. He was ready to, agree with me. He wanted that healing. So we prayed. Now, was it an instantaneous, miraculous, hey, the pain is gone, I'm good? Well, if it was, he didn't communicate that to me in the moment. But when I followed up with him in the next couple days, guess what he realized? Yeah, that pain was gone. That pain was gone. It was an answered prayer. Isn't that amazing? Believe God for the big stuff today. We were talking about taking those small steps. When we take those small steps in faith, we know that God is building something in us, and our faith is growing. So today, believe him for the big stuff. One of these days, I'll tell you, and this might make you think I'm weird, but how cool would it be? I'm just going to say it. How cool would it be to lay your hands on somebody who has passed away and see God restore life to them, see them raised back from the dead? It's been done. In the Bible, we read about it. Jesus did it. And he told us, these works and greater shall you do also. So I'm believing for that kind of stuff to happen in my life. How about you? Yes, I know this faith has an impact, and I want to use it as best I can for the glory of God. If that means somebody's raised from the dead, I'm here for it. If that means that I'm staying faithful with those small steps, wow, that means I'm here for it. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, Jordan Feliz, and praise God for that. One of our JFM family members is a little thirsty this morning. She says, hey, it's been a while since I heard that Lemonade song. Could I hear it this morning? Why, yes. Yes, you can, Carla. Thank you so much for requesting it. So now that you've heard that song with The Figs and Forrest Frank called Lemonade, I wonder if you'd like to hear it in a different way. Just a little snippet, if you will. I came across Grace Graber Music over on Facebook, and she does a punk version of this particular song. Take a listen to this. This is really nice. This is frustrating. I feel so bad that I can't play this for you here on the podcast. But don't worry, I got you covered. It's going to be in the song list, and if it's available for Spotify, it'll be on the Spotify playlist as well. Okay? Just wanted to give you a heads up. Again, sorry I can't play the music for you here directly, but go check it out in the description on today's episode. I love it. Again, that's Grace Graver Music. You can find her over on Facebook, and she's got a couple of covers like that. So lemonade in a different way. Hey, you know what? Regular lemonade, you got your strawberry lemonade, you got all your different flavors of lemonade. So let's go. I'm thirsty for all of it. Here's Jamie McDonald, Left It in the River. Well, good morning, and welcome to this day in history, a chance for us to look back on yesteryear, to celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? I'm glad you asked that question. First, let's just go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, the date is November 25th. Yes, that means that Christmas is exactly 1 month away. How cool is that? You're like, Steven, you don't get it. I don't have all my shopping done. I get it, but still, I mean, come on. The reason why we celebrate It's getting closer and closer and closer. And that's a good thing. And I hope you get all those gifts taken care of. I hope there are many smiling faces at your house come Christmas Day. Now let's talk about this day in history. It was on this day in 1715, American Sibylla Masters was granted the first English patent for processing corn. Have you ever been one of those manual processors of corn before? I remember when I was a kid, we had a crop of corn, and it was Indian corn. It was all different colors of corn kernels on that cob. And it was our job to pull every kernel off by thumb. It was not fun at all. I had very sore thumbs after that day. That sticks out in my mind like crazy right now. In 1792, the first Farmer's Almanac was published in the United States. And you know what? My granddad, he would live by that thing. He would plant exactly when it said to. And for the most part, it did a really good job. Yeah. And that guy, let me tell you, he could plant a garden. But he didn't just have one garden. He had two. He had a really big one up in the field, kind of up the hill from the house. And then he had one little one just in the backyard, basically, from the house. So never seen so many maters in all my life. That man, he had a green thumb for sure. In 1867, dynamite was patented by the U.S. Swedish chemist Alfred Nobel. Extremely concerned about the potential harmful uses of his invention, he eventually created the Nobel Prize to promote advances toward peace. So kind of his way of saying, yeah, sorry about that. Let's do something good to counteract the bad. Yikes. And then in 1884, the U.S. patent for evaporated milk was granted to John B. Meyenberg of St. Louis, Missouri, to which everybody said, thank you, because we make some delicious things with that evaporated milk. Also, it was on this day in 1940, the American cartoon character Woody Woodpecker debuted in Walter Lance's Knock Knock. You remember? In 1922, English archaeologist Howard Carter opened the first of two doorways to the tomb of King Tut. Pretty big deal. Remember hearing about that when I was a kid. Completely mesmerized. I told you earlier on in the show, I've always been drawn toward the Egyptian stuff. It was on this day in 1948, Ed Parsons, who ran a radio station in Astoria, Oregon, invented cable television. He detected a usable signal from a TV station 150 miles away and ran a cable from an antenna on the hotel where he lived to his living room. Then he put a TV set in a store window and brought the signal to it with coaxial cable, the first recorded use of coaxial to carry TV. It's a pretty big deal. Do you have cable TV? Or do you have satellite? Or do you have just regular antenna TV? Or do you stream? Because that's kind of where everything's headed right now, right? Yeah. Also, it was on this day in 1846, American temperance advocate Carrie Nation was born. Now, she was famous for using a hatchet to demolish bar rooms. Now, that is somebody who believes in what she's for. I mean, yeah, alcohol can tear a family apart, and she wasn't having any part of it. In 1914, American baseball player Joe DiMaggio, who was one of the best all-around players in the history of the game, was born. And on this day, in 1960, in our music, this is a big deal, Amy Grant was born. American Christian rock singer, Age to Age, Behind the Eyes, all of her hits, born on this day in 1960. So now, I'm going to bring the music down and say, hey, if this is a big deal to you, if today holds significance, maybe it's an anniversary, maybe it's a birthday, maybe it's an anniversary actually of when you gave your heart to Christ. Well, that is a big deal, and I want to celebrate it with you, so congratulations. Now, let me close the book and remind you of the simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book, excerpts of people's lives and how they impacted the world around them. Now, truth be told, this book is full of all kinds of history. Some really bad history and some really good history. But think about it. What if your good history was so good, somebody decided they wanted to put it in a book like this so that others could learn of you long after you're gone? How would that make you feel, knowing it now? Humbled? Yeah? Honored? Right? Yeah, I hope that for you. I really do. But can I tell you, even if your history is not written in a history book, I know where it is being written every single day. It's on the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with and how you make them feel. So I wonder if maybe you'll take a challenge with me this morning that I like to take. It's a simple idea. Let's resolve to make good history today so that when others think of us, they get a smile on their face, a little extra warmth in their heart. They feel better having just been around us. You know, it's a simple concept, but it can be complicated to pull it off. Why? Well, because I would venture to say later today, an opportunity will come your way in which you'll have a choice to make. Whether to react in the moment, in the heat, in the pressure, and instantly regret what comes out of your mouth, or to calm down, to Selah, as the Bible says, pause and calmly think of that. Add some love, some mercy, some grace to the response you have to that situation and handle it in the best way possible. And that's what this challenge is going to help you do, because when that opportunity arises, you're going to remember back to this very moment this morning when you took this challenge, and it's going to help you make the right decision. So with all that in mind, can you take this challenge with me? Yeah, I knew you could. Thanks for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I love hanging out with you. Now, let me get you some more great music. How about let's play a little, Phil Wickham, The King is in the Room. Now, I want to play a song for you. This is by request. This one goes out to our good friend who wanted to hear some Matt Redman and 10,000 Reasons. Donnie, this one's for you, man. Well, it's that time of the morning for us to check in with a really good friend of ours. His name is Brian Trent. He's from Hampton, South Carolina, where he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. That's how you can find them for yourselves. And right now, we're in the middle of a series called This is Jesus. This has been such a wild ride. I know at the very beginning, it was like we're revisiting some of the basics. And if we're honest, a lot of it is revisiting the basics. But hey, we need to revisit those from time to time, because so many times those basics become so much of who we are that we forget to recognize their importance. But we kind of take them for granted. We kind of look past them. Yeah. Well, let's be reminded. What does he have for us today on day 16? Well, let's find out.
So Mark chapter 5 tells about a synagogue leader named Jairus, and his 12-year-old daughter had passed away. So he went to Jesus hoping that Jesus could resurrect her. Well, they came to Jairus' house, and the place was overflowing with weeping and doubt and noise and chaos, as you can imagine. But the moment Jesus walked in, he pushed out everything that didn't align with what he was about to do. He removed the mourners so resurrection could rise. See, the house was changed, not because of the miracle, but because of the one that was now in the house. You see, there are moments in Scripture when everything shifts, not because the situation changes, but because Jesus steps into the space. You see, before he speaks, before he heals, before he commands the storm, before he touches the broken, his presence alone becomes the turning point. Rooms that were filled with fear suddenly fill with peace. Rooms that echoed with grief suddenly hum with hope. You see, when Jesus walks into the room, the atmosphere bows to his authority. Do you know that Jesus still walks into rooms today? The anxious room, the lonely room, the I messed up again room, the doctor's office, the quiet bedroom where you're holding emotions that you've told no one about. He doesn't wait for perfect conditions. The King steps into whatever room you're in and brings what you cannot create on your own. Peace, courage, clarity, conviction, and resurrection power. Everything that once felt final becomes an opportunity for him to speak life. His presence changes everything. Love you.
Wow, it's powerful. He's just got a way of conveying what's in that scripture in a way maybe you've never really thought of before. And that's what I love about sharing his stuff here. It's that he's got such a grasp and such a perspective on it that it really helps us to learn. So, hey, what will he have for us tomorrow? Well, we'll be in day 17 of This is Jesus. If you want to find him for yourself, there's a lot more than just the series happening over on his socials. So if you want to find him, then here's the handle. Here's what you got to type in. Trent Tribe, TrentTribe. If you're wondering what socials he's on, well, you can go to TrentTribe.com and find out what socials he's on. They got their own website too. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, I think maybe we need a little Patrick Mayberry with Lead On, Good Shepherd, right here, right now on your 88.5 JFM. Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu. But before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say It's the most inspiring quote of the day. Small deeds done are better than great deeds planned. Think about that for a second. Isn't it the truth? We don't need a perfect plan. We don't need to have the whole staircase figured out. We don't need everything to be big or impressive or Instagram worthy. Sometimes the greatest victories start with the smallest of steps. Today we talked about how God multiplies our small steps and how the little you're offering Him today might end up being the very thing He uses to open a new door, a new season, or a new direction in your life. Remember today's word of life, Job 8:7, short, sweet, to the point. Though you started with little, you will end with much. You may feel like you're starting small, but you're not ending there. No. So go into this Tuesday with confidence. Take the step that's right in front of you. Show up with what you have and trust that God is doing far more with your small beginnings or your small steps than you can see right now. And if today encouraged you, well, the conversation will be up on the podcast platforms, 5 of them this morning at 11 o'clock. Would you share it with somebody to inspire and encourage them as well? We'll be on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube podcast. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show podcast there on any of those platforms. Also, want to remind you that there is a Spotify playlist there and also a separate song list. I do that because sometimes I play music that you can't quite find on Spotify. So I want to make sure you have access to that as well. So you may be going to Instagram for a track or to YouTube or maybe anywhere else, really. I try to incorporate some music videos, some lyric videos, performance videos there in the song list too. So you can check out both of those for enjoying that music. And if you would, definitely share the show with somebody today and follow if you haven't yet. Now, just a reminder, tomorrow morning is going to be the last morning we'll be live here this week because, hey, I'm doing Thanksgiving too on Thursday, and then Friday I have the day off. So you'll be hearing some other voices here on the radio. But don't worry, we'll be back ripping and roaring and ready to go on Monday morning. Plus, keep this in mind, the day after Thanksgiving, you're going to hear some different music here. We're going Christmas music. So I'm just giving you a heads up on that. Be ready with some of your most favorite songs to request here on the show. And we're going to still have some fun. We'll still have the car line competition. We'll have the drive time devotion. This day in history, we'll have a blast. Because this family is strong. And I'm so glad you're here. I'll see you tomorrow. Have the best day ever.